Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth. We are on Victor Frankenstein's path, and we've been running away from Twilight. We're in the forest, and the gang has caught up with us. But we're out in one hideout since Twilight knows where it is, so we gotta find ourselves a new place to hide. Well, we're gonna continue on from there. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. I turned to look at Victor, who was smiling. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. Victor might be my father. It doesn't seem like I'll be able to get to the bottom of this right now. Several days earlier, two figures lurk in the remains of Isaac Beckford's former underground laboratory. Bullet holes and bloodstains are everywhere. It's obvious a battle took place here. One figure approaches the center of the room filled with failures and lowers its face to the floor. It carefully observes the reddish-black stain before its eyes. Finis died here. It smiles. The figure then goes to the room filled with documents. Just as Twilight had reported, it looks as if Isaac had left behind a large number of research reports here. The Royal Alchemists and Royal Society would likely shed tears of joy if they obtained the papers contained in this room. However, the room's visitor shows no interest in any of the scientific work and picks up a book of unrelated information. It reads a few pages from the book and smiles once more. The knowledge from this book, combined with what they already know, will allow them to figure out what Isaac and Finis were after. In that case, the figure thinks to itself, we could use this plan to prepare for everything about to be set into motion. Not for Isaac or for Finis. Everything is solely for Britain. Chapter 10: The British Queen. Regarding the recent string of incidents, as we predicted, it looks like sitting back and observing is not an option for us. Victor looks around at us as he speaks. We're in a cheap apartment in the poor part of town. This is one of Lupin's many hideouts located all throughout London. St. Germain's mansion is no longer safe now that Twilight knows about it. We've decided that it would be best to take Deli and Cece with us and move to this apartment. I'll explain from the very beginning. I can go over what I learned from the hidden lab and sort this situation out. First, Twilight was planning a large-scale terrorist attack. This is the same plan that Lupin was working to prevent. And this plan calls for the use of a powerful poison known as Icterium. The poison that was used in the Vampire War. Correct, it created huge losses for the vampires and made their defeat a decisive one. Before Victor had seemed different, desperate, when the subject of Icterium had come up. I wonder how he is connected to the poison. Unfortunately, I have yet to get to the bottom of how exactly the use of Icterium fits into their plan, but considering the incident that took place at Buckingham Palace the other day, it's very likely that it was the first step in their plot to use Icterium to carry out an attack. How do you know that? I was looking into that incident right before I found her. The use of Icterium was exactly the same as the plans that I found in the underground lab. It's an extremely efficient method of dispersal that limits its range and duration of effectiveness. It would be difficult for a third party to obtain that information from a facility that was under Finis' control. Meaning, it is only natural to assume that Twilight is proceeding ahead with whatever plans they have. Is that your logic? Hold on a moment. Capturing her is a key part of their terrorist plot, at least according to the information I found. I was wondering about that too. It seems that Finis saw significant value in me. It feels strange to say this about myself, but don't they need me before they can do anything in their plan? Whoa! Hold on! Isn't Finis dead? How can his plan even be going ahead right now?
There are only a few people who have command over Twilight. We shouldn't rule out the possibility that he is alive.
The more I think about it, the less I understand. There's no question that Finis breathed his last in that laboratory. Twilight is still after us. It's also under the leadership of a mysterious new commander, as Alistair had mentioned. This, along with the incident at Buckingham Palace, supposedly using Zicterium. More questions keep piling up, and there is no clear answer to any of them, and we all fall silent. This terrorist attack must be stopped at all costs. All of Europe is performing a political balancing act. If the attack becomes a reality, war is inevitable. A worldwide war. War. So much would be lost, not just lives, but culture, civilization, and the history carved into the land. I don't have the words to imagine it, but I know the countless tragedies and tears will swallow London up. I'm thinking of appealing directly to Victoria regarding this matter.
But Victor, you're a wanted criminal. How could you go directly to the Queen in this state? He's done it before. It's the same as when we went and forced the Queen to declare us protected by the Crown.
Impy sits back down, with a bemused expression on his face. I know this will be dangerous, but she's an excellent leader. Once she finds out about this, I know she'll take action.
That's easy for you to say, but another direct negotiation won't be so easy. You would be best prepared to go to prison for this.
Victor, is that true?
More or less. But if we don't stop this terrorist attack using Zicterium, thousands of lives could be lost. My being imprisoned is insignificant in the grand scheme of things. I agree with parts of what you say. Why don't we start by going over the ideal scenario? We take this information directly to Victoria, and you don't go to jail. If that's the best, let's aim for that.
Deli stirs from where he has been sitting next to Lupin. He sighs exaggeratedly.
Are you all dunces?
Deli,
This is Buckingham Palace you're talking about, the center of London, and all of Britain for that matter. Even I understand the significance of this place. Charging in to meet the Queen with our small group is simply foolishness.
Deli is extremely calm. It's true we're making plans to enter the residence of the country's ruler using brute force. It won't be easy. But
no, if you are all willing to help me, I'll make it happen.
Are you serious?
Everyone in this room is the best at what they do. With our abilities combined, we can do this. Two direct conversations with the nation's queen with such frequency. This must be some kind of record. If that's what Victor really wants, I'll help. That queen makes me a little uneasy, though. Finis left this plan behind. Fine. Whether he's alive or dead, I'll crush each and every one of his schemes. So, I suppose it's settled. Operation Royal Audience Part 2 has begun.
You're all reckless.
Victor slowly shakes his head at Deli, who looked at us as if we'd all gone mad. Then he says with some vehemence,
No, it's not being reckless. It's called trust. Says the guy who was about to go at it alone without telling any of us about it. You got me there.
After that, as we're putting a new plan together, I catch a moment with Victor when he's not engaged in conversation. Victor, there's something I wanted to ask you. Victor tilts his head to the side as I try to find the right words to tell him about the recent changes to my body. Lately, the horologium has been acting strangely, and I'm not feeling too well because of it.
What? Why did you keep something so important from me?
Well, I'm fine now, but I thought I should let you know since you've been examining my condition.
I need to take a look at you right away.
Victor leaves his seat and takes my arm. I've never seen him be this aggressive. I'm surprised, but at the same time, his serious expression makes me happy. After that, I find myself somewhere I didn't expect. He said he wanted to examine me, so I had thought it would be a quick check in a different room.
Oh, I can't believe it!
Victor sounds surprised as he fishes through his belongings. He said that last night when we moved from the mansion to the poorer part of town, he left his medical equipment behind. Because of this, we've had to return to the mansion after only one day of being away. We go around to the back and run in through the courtyard. Luckily, there's no sign of twilight. Van Helsing is accompanying us as a guard.
Well, at least they took him along. They probably would have been better off sending Lupin to go just grab the tools and run out of there with them. I can't believe you'd forgotten something like that. I'll be right here. Hurry up and get whatever it is you need over with.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry too.
Just go. Don't waste too much time.
After all that, Victor now sits in front of me with a serious expression.
Can you tell me how you've been feeling lately?
It's not a constant thing, but sometimes the horologium gets hot.
It gets hot?
It glows, like in a rhythm or a wave, then it feels like the heat and pain spread all the way through my body from there.
Has this been happening ever since Finis touched you with that pendant?
I think back to the events from when we went to the underground facility, when Finis pressed that red pendant against me. The horologium suddenly let off a blinding light as my body underwent some kind of change. It's exactly as Victor says. Yes, that's when it started.
I see. Your face appears to be more flushed than usual. Is it a fever? No. Maybe just the setting sun. Does the horologium feel any different right now?
I don't think so. Though I do feel a little bit feverish. I don't know why, but when I look up at Victor, I feel that heat build up even more inside me.
Could it be that the changes to the horologium are becoming latent? Cardia, would you show me your chest? I'd like to take a look at the horologium itself. What's the matter?
He's examined me so many times before.
Of course I'm gonna have to say all right.
So why do I feel embarrassed to reveal myself to Victor now? All right.
What's wrong? Why the dramatic hesitation?
It's nothing.
I see. I'm glad there's no problem.
As Victor says this, it seems like he doesn't quite know where to look.
Let me go ahead and take a look.
At Victor's prompting, I reluctantly reveal myself. Victor is looking away. Victor, you can't examine me if you don't look in my direction.
Yeah, I know that, of course.
So what's the matter?
I just became a little self-conscious because of what you mentioned.
My own cheeks turn red in response. But it would be nice if you'd consider my feelings too.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm the one showing myself to you, so it's way more embarrassing for me.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. That's strange. We were both completely fine with this when we first met. This is probably your fault because you're so...
Huh? So what?
Yeah, blame it all on the girl. Huh? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all.
I think it's your fault.
Why is that?
I don't want to say. Victor's face gets even redder, and I'm not sure what to do anymore.
No, we need to do this. It's very important that I examine you.
Victor says this with a determined air and looks down at my chest once again.
There don't seem to be any visible changes.
Victor stares at the horologium. He has a serious look on his face. It's the gaze of a doctor or an alchemist. Victor's usually very mellow, and people usually tend to get their way with him, but he is probably in his element now. I look up at his face, lit by the setting sun. At the same time, I feel the weight of the possibility that he might be my father. Eventually, Victor raises his gaze and smiles kindly at me.
Well, I think you're fine. You don't have to worry, but I'm still concerned about your condition, so let me know right away if anything changes. Also, try to stay close to me, so I can take care of you right away in case something happens. I won't leave your side anymore.
Alright. This makes me feel much better. Victor won't leave me again. I'm surprised how happy this makes me. Hey, Victor. I had the urge to ask him right now. Even if Victor is my father, there must be a reason behind it. I decide that it would be best to trust Victor instead of wondering about it alone. I want to hear the truth from him.
What is it, Cardia?
Or maybe not. Never mind, it's nothing. I just can't bring myself to ask that. I worry that the moment I discover Victor really is my father, this sweet yet painful emotion in my heart would vanish into thin air. A few days later, we're watching Buckingham Palace from afar. The area around the main gates is packed with soldiers. There must be even more guards inside.
This does appear to be quite a puzzler.
We don't know what'll happen unless we try. The sewer line Lupin told us about will take us all the way under the palace. Once we're ready, we'll make our move.
I'll do my best.
An hour later, we arrive at the back alley in the city. Our goal is the sewer system. During the London reconstruction, the sewers underneath London were optimized to strengthen public infrastructure. There's a path leading to them in one corner of the alley. And these sewer lines obviously spread like a network all through the city, even beneath Buckingham Palace itself. We've gone with Lupin's recommendation to use the sewers as our way to enter the palace. We soon find the entrance to the sewer in a dark corner, just as Lupin had described. We nod at each other, then use the key given to us and slowly enter. We hear the sound of briskly flowing water and the occasional drip. It's strange to think that all the life and excitement of London is right above our heads. We light the lantern that Victor had prepared and advance slowly. Victor holds the lantern as I read the map and compass, and we make our way through the tunnels. The sound of our footsteps echoing brings out the eeriness of the sewers.
Why don't we go over the plan again?
He whispers as we talk. Basically, you and I are the only ones going in, right?
Exactly.
Lupin and the rest helped with preparations and are standing by to aid us if the need arises. Victor and I are the only ones who will be infiltrating the palace. There were a number of reasons why Victor and I were deemed the most suitable for this task. It's far easier to avoid enemy eyes if there are fewer of us entering. Victor is obviously a scholar, and I am a woman. That might help to make us look less threatening and lower the enemy's guard. Victor is the most suited for negotiating, since Victoria is after him personally. And everyone already believes that the two of us are villains anyway. Just like Deli said, where we are heading is what became the center of British rule after Father came into the picture. I notice I've been breathing shallowly, perhaps from the extreme pressure. Buckingham Palace. I don't think it will be an easy feat to meet with the Queen. There is no question we'd be captured if we request to meet her head-on. We won't be using the ornithopter like we did last time we spoke with Queen Victoria. This is because she is normally within the palace itself. That means there would be no point in blindly breaking into the palace. This time, we will ideally be entering unnoticed and meeting with her in secret. We already know the Queen's schedule, thanks to information from Lupin. Today, there will be a period of time in which she'll be alone in the throne room. We'll try to catch her then and get in some quality negotiation time.
Lupin really is amazing. He knows the Queen's schedule, how to enter the palace, and even the guards' patrol routes. Where does he get it?
Lupin is a mysterious man. Maybe he was planning to eventually sneak into the palace on his own at some point.
You can't get any more bold than that.
We don't have any right to judge him, though. We're going to be doing that same bold thing ourselves. Victor nods, then stops. The opening that Lupin had mentioned is right above our heads.
Do you think this is it?
It's definitely a strange hole. I'm sure this is the one. We look around and find a ladder extending up into the darkness. Victor takes out his pocket watch and checks the time. How are we doing?
We've still got about 5 more minutes.
According to Lupin, if we exit the sewer at a certain time, we'll be able to pass through unnoticed. 5 minutes. It's short, but it feels like a very long time. We wait, doing nothing in particular. Perhaps it's because I'm nervous, but I feel my anxiety growing stronger. I need to calm down. As I'm thinking this, Victor gently takes my hand.
It'll be all right. I'll protect you.
Thank you. From what place in his heart are these words coming? Is it because I am an important friend? Is it because he made me? What am I to him? I am happy, yes, but these questions do cross my mind.
Shall we go?
Very well. We slowly climb the ladder, with Victor taking the lead. My mind wanders for a moment. I think about what would happen if he was captured by the government. What do they want Victor to do for them? What knowledge of his are they after? What if the secret information he guards must be put into action? If that were to happen, what will become of Victor? What will become of the government?
Right. Everything looks good. Follow me outside.
Yes. I start climbing the ladder again, following Victor, who had gone ahead of me to observe what was going on outside. Once we're outside, I notice that we have made our way onto the palace grounds, and at the same place we landed when we stormed this place in the ornithopter. The breeze here outside feels good compared to the depressing humidity of the sewer.
All right. Everything's going as planned so far. It looks like there's a gap in their security right here.
The night is still and dark around us. Like Victor says, I don't see any guards anywhere nearby. Moments later, we huddle together in a spot in the shadow provided by a tree.
Right then. Let's begin the actual infiltration. Are you ready?
Yes. I nod, and Victor takes a small device out of his pocket. It's a simple version of the Aether communicator, built by Impy for us. Unlike the standard version, it can't transmit our voice, but it can inform the group of our location using a unique frequency.
Let's report back to the group first.
Victor looks around cautiously, then presses the button. Instantly,
Oh! Whoa!
Impy's communication device explodes with a tremendous bang and an electric whine. Sparks fly everywhere as it bounces around. Finally, in a rising cloud of smoke, it falls silent.
Why does it look like that blew up the palace?
Could it be defective?
So it would seem. Oops, my bad, guys.
I can almost hear Impy say in my head.
What was that explosion? It came from the back court. It might be the terrorists. Quick, gather the others. Uh-oh, this is bad. Let's retreat for now.
Right. In a panic, we try to return to where we exited the sewer.
Victor Frankenstein, how dare you sneak into Her Majesty's royal home? Turn yourself in. Don't try to resist.
Waiting for us is Rempart Leonhardt, burning with patriotic love for the country as usual. What are you doing here?
Haha, I am well aware of the weakness of our guard in this particular location at this exact time of night. I was certain that the Lupin gang would target this shortcoming, and so I made sure to keep watch here night after night.
You've been waiting here every night? Without even knowing that we would attempt to come? That's dedication.
My loyalty for Her Majesty knows no bounds. Now resign yourselves to face justice.
The moment Leonhardt finishes speaking, he swings his sword around in a vicious slash. Luckily, Victor is able to dodge it.
Whoa! If that's how you want to play.
He pulls a test tube from his shirt pocket and slams it to the ground. In the next instant, there is a great blast of smoke. Victor must have been paying attention to the wind, because the cloud heads straight for Leonhardt.
Now's our chance. We'll have to give up on making it back to the sewer. Just run.
Victor takes my hand and begins running.
Dr. Frankenstein has penetrated the palace grounds. Men, seize them at all costs.
Leonhardt's roar chases after us.
Oh, come on, Impy. Of all the times for you to screw up.
We run across the courtyard, but it's impossible for us to avoid the guards without any means to fight back. In a matter of minutes, we have both been captured. Soon, Victor and I are locked up in separate cells. I had heard from Van Helsing that the palace had its own dungeon. Queen Victoria had ordered its construction recently. She continues taking strong measures and practices nothing but extreme caution where her safety is concerned. I've heard that it's also something that makes her seem like a strong leader. It sends a message to those around her that anyone who acts against the government will be imprisoned. Not only am I shoved into a cell, but I've been handcuffed to completely strip me of my freedom. I suppose this level of caution is inevitable, considering that I am an accomplice to a known terrorist. They don't seem to know about the existence or effects of my poison, though. Poison, huh? The word monster surfaces in my mind again. Why, Father? Why did he make me like this? And the note in Victor's journal, if he's really my father. Victor is my father. The words feel unpleasantly weighty in my mind. I hear footsteps approaching. I tense my body just a little, waiting for the person coming closer to appear.
It seems you're behaving yourself.
Leonhardt,
It goes against my personal code to lock a lady in a place such as this, but it's part of my job. I hope you can forgive me.
what do you want from me?
Well, I wanted to apologize for being rude to you.
Rude. We're the ones who broke into the palace, and it's your duty to capture us. I don't think manners are involved in this.
That's a logical opinion. However, I am here to apologize about the past, when I attempted to kidnap you. My subordinates called you a monster. Such invective should never be directed at a lady. It's been bothering me ever since. And then, that Lupin stole you away before I was able to make amends for their crass behavior.
I don't mind. I think monster is an accurate term.
I see.
Did you come here just to apologize?
No, I want the truth from you. I'll be speaking with Dr. Frankenstein after this for his version of the facts. What exactly are his plans for being here in London?
I don't know, but there's no way that Victor could have committed an act of terrorism. He's a kind person. He could never kill anyone. And Victor said that he wanted to stop the terrorists. How could he be responsible for...
Stop the terrorists? How would he go about doing that?
Something is odd here. Leonhardt leans forward slightly in anticipation after I mention stopping the terrorists. I don't know how exactly, but Victor would never carry out a terrorist attack. He genuinely wants to stop it. Would it be possible for us to speak with Victoria? I want to talk with her directly regarding the terrorist attack. Maybe that way she'll come to understand our perspective. I ask, hoping against all odds that we'll be given a chance, but Leonhardt shakes his head.
That's for Her Majesty to decide. I don't have the answer you're looking for.
I see. If matters advance without our words reaching her, I wonder if she has the means to resolve this situation. Being the queen of a nation is such a distant concept to me. I can't even fathom what goes on in her mind. Do you trust Victoria? Do you think she can stop the terrorists? I don't understand her. The way she is treating Victor only makes it look like she is tricking everyone and forcing his hand.
No, Her Majesty is trying to do what is right. She'll do whatever it takes. She is a person of great strength.
Leonhardt narrows his eyes and speaks with a voice of recollection. And looks like Leonhardt's going to give us a bit of his history, so before we listen to that of his, we're going to stop this video and pick that up in the next episode. So I hope to see you in my future videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.